So now we have a very strong researcher who worked on many fields of RISC-V. It's Prof. Stefano Di Carlo, head of SMILIES.
Okay. First of all, it's very nice to see a lot of people interested in RISC-V. I was asked by Tan to talk a little bit about the role of RISC-V in research. I prepared just 4 slides. This is an example based on my group, but I think there are many teams at Polito that share the same thing. So first of all, if you have been working in computer architecture like me, and you have some white hairs, you know that for many years we had a main problem. We were working on CPUs, but we didn't have access to the CPU models. We couldn't really prove that our ideas were really interesting. There were groups in the world, basically mainly in the US, that they had real access to the real projects, and they were able to make an impact, and we were always running with toys CPUs, and we were not really able to demonstrate that we were good. I think RISC-V is the first time where we have access to real CPU. They are totally open. So we can prove that our idea work on that CPUs, and we can really make an impact. We can really make a difference. We can take those designs, put on FPGAs that we can buy, even students can buy, and you can play. I think this is something unique that when I was a student, when I was a PhD student, was not available. I remember I had access to ARM RTL description. I worked on it, and then I was not able to publish because there was an NDA, and I was not allowed to publish the result of my work. Now we are definitely more free to do that. And if you like research, this is really good. Of course, if you are an academic, then you meet with people from companies, and there will be companies here. They always tell you that you are an academic, you are too abstract, and companies need to make money. But looks like RISC-V is really doing well also on the market. This is a projection of the revenue from RISC-V activities, and it seems the hype is really high. So even if you're a student and you want to invest on RISC-V, I think it's a really good idea. And if you want to work on RISC-V, if you like a bit of research, my perspective is that there are many fields where you can work. Of course, I'm a bit of a hardware guy, so there's a bias in the topics I mentioned here. I'm pretty sure software guys have much more topics. But well, there is room for almost everybody. If you like to work on tools and simulators, there is a lot of work there. RISC-V is an open architecture, so basically before designing a new chip, you need an emulator so that you can start developing on this new chip. RISC-V is going from embedded to cloud and HPC. So there is, you need to design hardware and software solutions that cover the computing continuum. If you like security, I like security. There is a lot of work. It's an open architecture. For the first time, you can even look at the security of the hardware, something that you cannot do with Intel or with ARM microprocessors. And RISC-V is very open to external accelerators, and we know that AI needs external accelerators. There is not only GPU in the world. There is space for other things, for new stuff that is not GPU and NVIDIA, and with an open architecture you can do that. In my group, we cover many topics, and what is funny is that more or less RISC-V fit in some way in all the different topics. There are many people working with me, and you see, we go from hardware, we cover security, neuromorphic computing, health and health application, biological applications, and more or less in every research project, we work with RISC-V solutions. And just to conclude, if you want to work and do research, you need money. And the good thing is that, especially in Europe, the European Commission is strongly supporting RISC-V. And I have to say, probably 99% of the research I've been doing in the last 4 years is funded by research projects from the European Commission or from the Italian government that involve RISC-V. So this really means that without this concept, probably I wouldn't be able to do all the research I did in the last 3, 4, 5 years. So this is really important. This is just a message to say, if you like research, if you like RISC-V, there are a lot of opportunities. Maybe some of you will go for a PhD path, and there are a lot of opportunities working with RISC-V. There are many groups. My groups, Professor Passerone, there are many other professors. Just keep an eye open if you like RISC-V and research. And, well, the PhD path here at Politecnico di Torino will be happy to welcome a lot of you in the PhD program.